Hey, what's up, guys? How we doing? So, the MLB draft was a few nights ago, and the number one overall pick was a high school shortstop from Puerto Rico, Carlos Correa. And I've gotten a lot of people sending in questions asking me about him, what I thought about him, what I liked about him. So, I've done a little research. I've watched some videos on him, both hitting and fielding, and I thought I'd talk a little bit today about his fielding mechanics because I was more impressed with his fielding mechanics. I think he's going to be a top defender, whether that's shortstop or third base down the road. I don't know, but I was really impressed with his shortstop ability. He had the best infield actions I've seen from a high school infielder in this year's draft, and maybe the best I've seen from any high school infielder. So let's go over a little bit about what he does that I like, and then kind of how we can take some of those things and just learn from them. So infielders out there can not copy him, but learn what he does well and try to implement that into their game. So starting off, he's 6'4", he's 200 pounds, but he has the footwork of a small guy. He has great actions. He has big league actions when I watch him. Typically, when I watch a younger infielder, they're raw with their actions. They have a lot of wasted movement, especially with their glove, which causes them to be inconsistent. But and also their footwork isn't always very refined. They don't take great angles on certain balls. But when I watch Carlos, he has a feel for playing shortstop of a veteran and not of a teenager that basically a high school player. It's unbelievable. And the big discussion with him is whether he'll be able to stay at shortstop or he'll have to move to third because of how big he is. And I think he has the ability to play shortstop and to stay at shortstop, I think, but I think it'll all depend on how much his body grows. He's a teenager. He could still put on probably 25, 30 pounds, maybe even more. And if he does that, I think he has the hands and the athletic ability to go over to third and be a tremendous third baseman. So either way, he's going to be a great defender. So let's go over some of the mechanical aspects of his infield play and then what we can learn from him to improve our games. So the first thing that I really like about him is how low he gets when he's fielding. A lot of times you see bigger guys that don't really bend their knees and their back to get lower. They can't. And you can see how he is able to sink his hips, get his flat back. And what this does for you, it gets your head and your eyes closer to the ball, and it gets your glove out in front in that soft hand position that I'm always talking about. So let's kind of watch how he does that, how he gets down as he approaches the ball. Right there. You can see flat back, hands out in front, feet a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. And again, if you haven't yet watched our video on fielding mechanics with Derek Jeter, go look at that. Right now I'm just going to kind of touch on the quick things that I like about him, but in that video I go about 15 minutes of really getting in depth about everything that I think it takes to be a good infielder and have good mechanics as an infielder. So again, look at the athletic position he's in when he's fielding the ball. His feet are spread wider than shoulder width apart. He has a good glove angle. It's open. He's showing it to the ball. He has control of his top hand for a better transfer. He's fielding the ball from his midline to his left eye, which is perfect. That's where you want to always field it. Left of your midline, I usually say left eye, but it can be anywhere from the midline to your left eye. As he funnels the ball to his midline, he's going to break thumbs down. Let's speed this up a little bit. So he fields, breaks thumbs down, and at the same time he's using really good footwork, right, left to your target, and this sinks his lower body with his upper body. Everything he does is really crisp, it's really efficient, and like I said earlier, he has major league actions when it comes to fielding. So let's excuse me, let's go back and just kind of watch him. I'll play it through so you can watch him in slow motion fielding some of these balls. Everything is just really effortless with him, which I really like. So again, those are just a few things that I noticed when watching some video on him. And it's tough to get a lot of video, so I couldn't look at his total game defensively, but I really liked everything I saw from him. So go back again, those are just a few things I touched on. And again, go to the Derek Jeter video that I made on his mechanics. I really get into more depth. I didn't want to do the same exact thing with him and make another 15-minute video, but I wanted to touch on a couple things that I do like about him. And I think he's a good guy to watch for younger players, especially to see he's obviously put a ton of work into his overall game, being the #1 overall pick. But you can really tell defensively that this guy really takes pride in his defense. He's put a lot of work in. You can tell that he's been taught really well. So look at what he does, pick out a few things, and try to implement them to your game. All right, guys, hope this helped you out a little bit, and we'll talk to you later.